everyone, welcome back to Coastal Living. Now it's Dia de los Muertos, and we want to show you a very fun, family and kid-friendly way to celebrate your loved ones that have passed on. So unless you've seen Coco, have you seen Coco?
I have not.
Cutest movie ever. And if you haven't, it'll totally pull your heartstrings, so check it out. Unless you've seen that movie, you may not know the meaning behind Dia de los Muertos, or also known as Day of the Dead.
That's
so it's
right.
an annual Mexican celebration. There's a lot of different history, even with the Aztecs, where families gather together to honor and remember their loved ones that passed on. So it's believed, the tradition is that the souls of the dead actually return to visit the living families in their homes, their businesses, and even cemeteries. So today I want to share with you guys a symbolic part of this tradition, which is an altar or ofrenda, which means an altar or offerings. Okay. So if you did watch Coco, you see this big, huge, you can take up a big section of your house and make this big extravagant thing, but I like this idea of creating something small and compact that you can store away and bring back every Dia de los Muertos.
Right.
So offerings, generally they're decorated with things that your person loved that you are acknowledging. So you chose your grandmother.
My grandmother, and you chose yours as well,
yes,
right?
Yes, I did. So my grandmother loved candy, and she loved Jesus.
Oh, so did mine.
So I found that. And one thing I remember from her is that she would always order water and make lemonade with lemons she would ask
funny.
for.
My mom does that same thing.
Yes, I love it. So we all have these great memories. So really, I just picked around. It's so interesting too, because last night I was working on some of this stuff, and I swear my grandma was just there with me in spirit, like, hey, mijita, don't forget this and don't forget that. She loved flowers, and these are literally things that are sitting around the house. This is like leftover Halloween candy. These are from sandals that I lost one sandal, so I just went ahead and cut them. And then we have these flores papeles that were from our Cinco de Mayo and the 16 de Septiembre celebration. And then we also made these papeles too, which are really fun and creative. So basically I was inspired by a project that my nephew did for school. And so what I like is the idea of using a shoebox. So I took some time, excuse my mess over here, this is how I work.
No, you are perfectly fine.
I took some time to take these old shoe boxes, and here I just used some gold paint, and I sprinkled some glitter. Right. And with Jocelyn's, I did the same thing. I painted purple, and I just had all this stuff in my arts and crafts bin.
And it just so happens that this was my grandmother's favorite color.
So it just worked out
perfectly.
So you have the option of setting it up either sideways or long ways. I think I like the idea of doing it sideways. And at the end of the day, this is kind of what we're looking at, right? But I'm going to start by facing this upward. Okay. That way you guys can kind of see it too. And setting up some things that I want to put in there. So one of the things was the papeles. Okay. So it created this, which is like those Mexican flags you can see. And all I did was take some of the folded tissue paper, and you just turn it sideways and cut little angles in there. So if you want to use that one, or you might even like the purple or some of these colors. And they're so fun and easy to make. So just grab one, and then if you want, the easiest way for TV might be just to take a few pieces of tape.
Okay,
and
I'm going to go with this one since it matches in here.
So if you think about it, it's going to be sitting up, right? Okay. So if I'm going to do a red, I'm going to take it, attach a few pieces of tape. Here's a hairy one from my little hairy patch of material I had. And you want it to kind of look like it's hanging. Okay. So I'm just taking a little bit here, a little bit here, and looky there. We already have a little cute little flag situation going. All right, I'm gonna take a little of that.
Do you have another piece?
I sure do. Awesome. Yes, honey, I got you.
Thank you. So tell me more about your grandma.
My grandmother was just so amazing. We would have all these sleepovers, and one of my cutest memories of her is that I would hold her nose when she was snoring in the middle of the night, so she would stop snoring, but she would come over and do laundry. Another part is putting flowers, and one of the biggest flowers, looky here. I couldn't get flowers, fresh flowers. So actually we made some really cute, just sort of symbolic ones, like miniature flores papeles. And we have these little guys. Let me see if I can dump these out. Give you some. These are just little scrunched up things, and Jocelyn's going to show you how to make those.
Yes, so all you have to do is really just
tissue paper.
Tear one of these off, tear off this guy right here, and then just roll it up in a little ball. It's that easy.
Exactly.
And then you just put it in there, make it nice and decorative.
Okay, so the important part is, and another thing I loved about with my grandma was, did you guys play Mexican bingo?
Oh, but we called it
Loteria.
Not loteria, we called it chalupa.
Oh, chalupa.
Yes, we called it chalupa, and we played with beans.
Yes.
So that's one thing that we have in common with our grandmas.
Go. And so, since we're doing a miniature version, I actually grabbed one of these cards and cut it into a bunch of small pieces. And with that, you can just take a few and take some glue.
Okay.
And just glue it onto wherever in there that you would like. Watch this glue not work, but that's okay because I've got a glue stick.
I'll just kind of...
And just to kind of fast forward with this. So the end game is really you just want to decorate it with things that remind you of the person that you loved. And then at the end, you put in a photo of them, which we both brought photos of our grandmothers.
Right. She loved.
Here you go, Mama.
Roses.
You can use that to sort of stick it to the back.
Thank
and
you.
just create like a cute little background. And then what I'll do is I'll put my offerings, like my Snickers, and I've got my pretty flowers all over, and her makeup. And it's really just sort of what's believed is that the spirits come to visit you and your family. So what you're doing is creating a space for them to come and visit. So nothing has to be like perfect, but basically you just kind of put everything together. And when you have time, you can actually like hang certain things with string and all that good stuff.
Great.
Yeah, and then we've got our little flowers and our flores, and then of course we have our photos. My grandma loved makeup.
And my grandmother loved all of the perfumes that she can purchase, and she never used them. They were always the best of the best. So I'm gonna put this YSL perfume in there.
Let's see, and
I'm going to put her beautiful
little prayer card, and mine is it's a family prayer. And then here's my grandma, which I would have liked to get like a pretty picture frame, but we can always glue that in. And there's my grandma, my grandma Mela.
Cute.
And so this can be very simple, and then you can just keep adding and adding to it. I like this idea of just throwing in one of the little Mexican flowers that we made too.
Yes, you can always put this really
anywhere.
Then
they even say that you want to send them off with water for their travels. So what I brought were these cute little glasses. Something online said you can put tequila for them too if that was their drink of choice, but I can't bring tequila to work. So I brought water. And this is for their journey back to the heavens. So you leave them, let them take a little water break. I'll put that in your garden right here. So when you flip it over, you've got that. And it's just really cute. You can add all different kinds of things. One of the things I remember playing with of my grandma's when she was young was this air spun little powder. I would always spend way too much time in her restroom. What are you doing, Majita? Nothing, Grandma. And I was playing with her makeup and playing pretend.
Oh my goodness.
Not only is it a beautiful moment and time to reminisce about the people you love, this is a fun activity to do with the kids. And not just that, but when everything is done, you can put it back in the box, close it up, and bring it back the following year. So take some time to remember your loved ones for Dia de los Muertos and put together our little ofrenda, our little altar. And it really is a good opportunity to remember all the things you loved about
so many
the special people in your life. So if you guys try this at home, please send us a photo because we had a lot of fun making it for you. We'll be right back on Coastal Living.